Legal size in this state is a maximum of 14 feet. You cannot go over 14 feet without a permit. And if you go over 14 foot, then you're going to get in the realm of pilot cars, signs, and a whole bunch of other stuff that you need to know about. 8 foot 6 inches is the legal width. That does not include the mirrors or the bumpers if you have any kind of rubber bumpers to protect your bed. It's the physical body of the truck is a maximum of 8 foot 6, but that includes your load. You have to maintain the load within those parameters. Next one is a single vehicle, and that can only go from bumper to bumper, maximum of 40 feet. Anything over that, you're going to have to permit. And it's going to need to be a non-divisible load. Single trailer right now is without permit, you can go up to 53 feet. Any more than 53 feet, you're going to be looking at a permit for up to 56 feet. Anything over 56 feet is going to have to be a non-divisible load. In other words, like one piece of steel or whatever. If it's divisible in any way, it has to be less than the 56 feet. Set of double trailers, as well as now having to have a special license for double trailers, and that you also have to have special permits. You can go double trailers up to 61 feet and be legal. If you need to go over that, which most of them are, you have to have a 68-foot permit. And these permits are all obtained through the Department of Transportation. And this is something, if you buy a rig, you don't know what is expected of it, you give us a call. We'll have one of the officers either meet you somewhere, or we will come out and take a look at your rig, measure it up, make sure that that rig is of legal dimension so that you are legal to operate it on the highway. Because what can be a big variable is the length of this tongue, drawbar in between. Maybe the person that used it before had 2 small trailers and it's got a long tongue in there. Now you buy it for a set of doubles again, but now it no longer fits legal requirement, so you're going to have to shorten that drawbar. And we find this happening quite often. Okay, truck and trailer. This is where the truck carries part of the load, has a maximum of 75 feet. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's the longest that that rig can go. If you're hauling a fixed object of some kind, you are given allowances for front overhang, 3 feet maximum without a permit, 4 foot off of the rear, you must flag, and then a maximum of 15 feet from the center of the rear axle to the back of the load is the maximum you can go without a special permit. You would need a special permit for this because you're over the legal 53 feet, but you can never go more than 15 feet of rear overhang except in very special conditions. And that you have to clear with Department of Transportation. This is one of the small little objects that runs around up in the Tri-Cities. This was out at Hanford. This was the reactor core out of the Trojan power plant. And this unit right here weighed roughly 130,000 tons. And we still had to inspect it. We had officers underneath there that checked every brake, every tire, whether the brakes were functioning properly. These 2 units right here, the Beauty and the Beast, are specifically designed for this load. And this is a lead-lined cab so that the driver can stay in that cab during the transportation purposes. Top speed on this thing's about 15, maybe 20 miles an hour, depending on what it's carrying. But we have the same responsibility for a load like this as we do your delivery van out in the field or whatever. In this state, you do not move equipment anywhere on a state highway, and that we don't take a look at it under the given circumstances.